I want you to do me a favor and think of a purple elephant. Have it in your head? Is it a real elephant or is it cartoon? Does it have tusks or not? Now go ahead and think of a pencil. Was it a yellow number 2 pencil that you would sharpen with a sharpener, or was it a mechanical pencil? The fact that I can say, think of an elephant or think of a pen, and you would have an idea of what I was talking about, references Plato's understanding of something's eternal form. Even though we may have two distinct thoughts about what we visualize or think of with those particular terms, there is still an underlying fundamental piece of what those two particular objects are. You could do this with anything, right? Think of a hospital. Think of a mail. Think of a book. Any of these things, there is a fundamental form that we think of when we hear these terms. Plato is famous for the allegory of the cave, right? The whole story that if you had prisoners that grew up chained to a cave and all that they knew were their shadows their entire lives, and someone became free from the cave, went and experienced real humanity and came back to the cave to tell those prisoners about it, they would think that that man was crazy. They would say that he hallucinated, that anything beyond what they have always known could not be true. So while Plato never explicitly claimed the form of God, he did believe that the pinnacle of being is the form of the good, that everything that exists is an imperfect form of its true and ultimate form. In Republic, Plato says, the greatest thing to learn is the idea of the good, and that even if we should know all the other things, it would avail us nothing without knowing the good. This goes right in line with the Aristotelian philosophy and the understanding of teleology in general, that everything has an ultimate end. It has an ultimate goal, a purpose, a sense of fulfillment at the core of what the thing is. This is in contrast to the materialism that we've been discussing, which basically says if it feels good, then it is good. If it feels bad, then it is bad. But at that same time, those feelings of goodness and badness are merely social constructs and only exist based on conditioning, based on the positivity reward that we might receive or the negativity, the consequence, the punishment that we alternately might receive for an action, the social construct, the societal push toward a particular set of beliefs. He would say that naturally we as humans seek the good, but are often misled or misunderstand what that good is in its actuality, but that rather we end up chasing what we would perceive as good instead of the ultimate good. And moving forward, we will continue to study Aristotle, St. Thomas Aquinas, and in St. Thomas Aquinas's understanding of all of this, when he draws in this philosophy to merge with the Christian understanding of God, he uses these fundamental pieces of Plato's philosophy to say that God is the absolute ground of being, truth, and goodness. As my own piece of reflection in this, we all have our own experiences in the world that have shaped our thoughts, which is what causes our ideas to look different. While we can have the same fundamental form and have the same idea, we still have our two distinct thoughts. I most recently watched Dumbo in live action. So when I say think of a purple elephant, it's literally a vision of a purple baby Dumbo from the live action remake. So our experiences do shape us into how our thoughts form, and there is no right or wrong in that. It is, however, the belief here would be that there is, in fact, a finite reality about what the most perfect purple elephant would look like. And we are simply not able to attain it on our own, and we are unable to attain it without some sort of definition of what that true form looks like. Not that it can even be defined by any human being, but that is what we are examining. That's what the philosophical side of this conversation is about, right? So thanks for joining me. That's all I have for you for today, and I look forward to continuing our discussion tomorrow, going into Aristotle and how he naturalized teleology. So have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.